Namaskar, good evening. You are watching Rajya Sabha television. I'm Smriti Rastogi with News Tonight. Let's begin the bulletin with the top headlines. Budget session of the Parliament from 31st January to 13th February. President Ramnath Kovind to address joint sitting of the Parliament on 31st January. Interim budget to be presented on 1st of February. Union Cabinet approves the recapitalization of state-owned Export-Import Bank of India by issuing bonds worth 6,000 crore rupees. Capacity of Numaligarh refinery in Assam also to be expanded by infusing 22,594 crore rupees. Government issues aviation cargo policy at the Global Aviation Summit with an aim to break into the top 5 air cargo markets by 2025 and to emphasize on the need for making India the transit cargo hub of choice. E-auction for filling up of vacant slots of DD Free Dish DTH platform to be conducted from February 11th. Satellite channels licensed by INB Ministry can participate. E-auction to be held on annual basis to ensure a stable bouquet of channels. And no confidence motion against Theresa May's government after the historic defeat of a Brexit deal in the UK Parliament. If she survives the motion, May promises to return with an alternative plan next week. The budget session of the Parliament will commence on 31st January and will conclude on 13th of February. As per the Rajya Sabha Secretariat, the President will address the joint sitting of both the Houses on 31st January at 11 a.m. at the Central Hall of Parliament. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley will present the interim budget for the year 2019-20 on 1st of February. The Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, on Wednesday approved a capacity expansion plan for Numaligarh refinery in Assam. Briefing media, Union Minister Piyush Goyal said that the decision will also generate direct and indirect employment in the state. Many other key decisions were also taken in the meeting.
The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs on Wednesday decided to expand the capacity of the Numaligarh refinery in Assam from 3 million metric ton per annum to 9 million metric ton per annum. It involves setting up of crude oil pipeline from Paradip to Numaligarh and product pipeline from Numaligarh to Siliguri at a cost of 22,594 crore rupees. The project is to be completed within a period of 4 years after approval and receipt of statutory clearances.
Numaligarh रिफाइनरी आसाम की क्षमता में लगभग 22,594 करोड़ 22,594 करोड़ की लागत से ये प्रोजेक्ट अगले 4 वर्षों में पूरा किया जाएगा। इसमें क्रूड ऑयल की पाइपलाइन पैराडीप से नुमालीगढ़ भी लगेगी और जो फिनिश प्रोडक्ट है उसकी पाइपलाइन नुमालीगढ़ से सिलीगुड़ी तक लगाने का भी निर्णय कैपेसिटी एक्सपेंशन के साथ-साथ लिया गया।
The government also decided to recapitalize the state-owned Export-Import Bank of India to the tune of 6,000 crore rupees. It will also double its authorized capital from 10,000 crore rupees to 20,000 crore rupees. Railway Minister Piyush Goyal said the equity will be infused in 2 tranches of 4,500 crore rupees in 2018-19 and 1,500 crore rupees in 2019-20.
6,000 करोड़ एक्सिम बैंक की इक्विटी कैपिटल में रिकैपिटलाइजेशन बॉन्ड्स के माध्यम से दिया जाएगा और इसी के साथ-साथ जो ऑथराइज्ड शेयर कैपिटल है एक्सिम बैंक का इसको 10,000 करोड़ से बढ़ा के अब 20,000 करोड़ रुपए अप्रूव कर दिया गया है।
The cabinet also granted approval to an expenditure of over 3600 crore rupees for setting up of 13 new central universities within the next 36 months. Apart from this, IT major Infosys has been selected to implement the next generation system for processing income tax return filings. Cabinet has sanctioned an estimated 4,241.97 crore rupees for the project. The move will help in bringing down ITR processing time to 1 day and hence speed up refunds. Mohammad Fateh's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And some more developments. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be on a 3-day visit to Gujarat from Thursday. He is scheduled to visit Gandhinagar, Ahmedabad and Hazira. During his visit, he would be attending various programs in Gujarat, including the vibrant Gujarat Summit 2019. Prime Minister tweeted saying since 2003, the summit has played a key role in bringing more investments to Gujarat and enhancing the state's progress. He will also inaugurate Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Institute of Medical Sciences and Research in Ahmedabad. A state-of-the-art super speciality public hospital built by Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation is equipped with all modern amenities, including an air ambulance. And Prime Minister will also flag off Ahmedabad the Shopping Festival 2019. This is being organised simultaneously with Vibrant Gujarat. In the last leg of his visit, the Prime Minister will go to Mumbai on 19th January. There, he will inaugurate the new building of National Museum of Indian Cinema. And first of its kind, 2-day Global Aviation Summit with the theme Flying for All concluded in Mumbai on Wednesday. During the mega event, the government unveiled much-awaited Maiden National Air Cargo Policy, which seeks to make India among the top 5 air freight markets by 2025.
The government released the policy document on air cargo during the 2-day Global Aviation Summit in Mumbai on Wednesday. The policy covers all 3 categories of air cargo: domestic cargo to ensure efficient flow of goods across India, international cargo facilitating all indigenous export and import of goods, and transit international cargo by making India the transit cargo hub of choice to and from other parts of the globe. The Indian cargo industry is one of the fastest growing markets globally, but with a small share of about 2% of the global market. It grew at a compounded annual growth rate of 17% over the past 5 years and was estimated to be 22,000 crore rupees in 2016-17.
In the last few years, we are seeing that a global trade has contracted and a global economy has expanded a little bit more. So now it's a challenge and opportunity that when the global economy will rebound again, there is going to be bound to be more global trade which is going to happen. And global trade would need a global policy for cargo. So cargo is going to also be one of the very driving force. I wish you all that you can participate in it.
Addressing the valedictory session of the summit, the Governor of Maharashtra, C. Vidyasagar Rao, asserted that aviation will be the engine for growth and progress and enumerated the measures taken by the government for expansion of the civil aviation sector. He also underlined the importance of safety in the aviation sector.
Terrorism has become a global phenomenon. We will have to accord highest priority to the safety and security of passengers. I understand that very innovative and significant topics were discussed over the last 2 days.
It was India's first ever Global Aviation Summit where ministries and dignitaries gathered to explore growth opportunities in passenger and cargo traffic. 800 global delegates from more than 80 countries attended this mega event in India.
India is set to displace United Kingdom as the 3rd largest civil aviation market by the year 2025. Plethora of steps taken by the government and maiden policies announced are expected to ensure that India's civil aviation sector takes off in a big way. Signing off from India's first Global Aviation Summit in Mumbai, with camera person Junaid Iqbal Khan, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
And Doordarshan is starting e-auction for filling up of vacant slots of DD Free Dish DTH platform from 11th of February. The Prasar Bharati board has given its approval for starting the process. Private satellite channels licensed by Ministry of Information and Broadcasting will be allowed to participate in the e-auction. Speaking to Rajya Sabha Television, CEO Prasar Bharati Shashi Shekhar said that DD Free Dish will be resuming e-auctions to allocate DTH slots based on a revised policy.
Free dish policy has been recently revised by Doordarshan. So as a public broadcaster, I have with me CEO of Prasar Bharati, Shashi Shekhar Vempati. Sir, why there was need to revise this free dish policy?
See, DD Free Dish is India's only open access DTH platform where there is no cost to the consumer without any monthly subscription fee. All the consumer needs to do is invest in the set-top box in the dish once, and they have access to content for life. So in that sense, it had emerged as a popular DTH platform. And in 2011, in compliance with a TDSAT ruling, we had changed the manner in which private channels can be placed on this platform through a very transparent mechanism called e-auctions. And these e-auctions have been going on for several years. Some months back, the e-auction process was put on hold so that we could review the policy. Earlier, we had only two categories of channels. We had news channels and non-news channels. And there were different prices for both these categories. And it was felt that as a result of this twofold categorization, several genres and languages could not get representation on this platform because the price was too high for them. So it necessitated a review, and the reserve price has been set based on the principle of the genres and languages with the highest commercial potential having a higher reserve price, and those which are in public interest, which are underrepresented, have a lower reserve price. What this ensures is that there's a low entry point for these genres and languages, and as a result, we will increase the diversity on the platform. We'll make it accessible to all the regions of the country, going beyond the Hindi-speaking belt. And I think in that sense, it will truly realize the potential and the purpose of DD Free Dish as a platform.
So as you have an expansion in the rural areas and regional areas of India. So what do you think, how far the consumer of these belts will going to be benefit from these? Are you going to be any change in the pricing policy or like that?
Alternative to the analog terrestrial network is the Free Dish DTH platform, because it has coverage across the length and breadth of the country. And hence you can see that this 30 million household base that has emerged. And the whole pricing model is to ensure that there is content on this platform of relevance to every part of India. As of now, there's a concentration in the Hindi belt. Now we will try to take it to southern parts of the country, the eastern parts of the country, so that there is channels from every region of India that can find representation on this platform.
Sir, is there any connection with your revised free dish policy with the new DTH rules which is going to be implemented in coming 1st of February?
No. I think it's very important to understand that DD Free Dish as a platform does not come within the ambit of the TRAI order, which is specifically addressed or directed towards addressable platforms, which are licensed by the Ministry of INB. And DD Free Dish is not one of those. It is an open access platform. And hence the tariff order that the TRAI has put out is applicable to the private DTH platforms, the private cable platforms. It is not relevant to DD Free Dish.
So this was CEO of Prasar Bharati who said that diversity has been taken in focus in this new free dish policy of Doordarshan. With camera person Raj Thakur, Arun Thakur, Rajya Sabha TV.
And Minister of State for Telecom Manoj Sinha has strongly defended allocation of microwave spectrum, saying all allegations pertaining to the allocations are baseless and politically motivated. Facing criticism for giving away a microwave spectrum without auction, MOS for Telecom, Sinha said the bidding rules do not apply to backhaul airwaves, which are critical for maintaining connectivity. Manoj Sinha said that the ministry has already responded to the concerns raised by the Comptroller and Auditor General.
सीएजी की रिपोर्ट का जवाब हम लोगों ने भेज दिया है और मैं समझता हूं सीएजी उससे पूर्णतः संतुष्ट होगी। सीएजी एक संवैधानिक संस्था है, उसका हम आदर करते हैं और कभी-कभी पूरे तथ्यों की जानकारी न होने के कारण भी कुछ रिपोर्ट आ जाती है जिसका विवरण यहां से चला गया है।
And now the news from Karnataka, which is witnessing a political turmoil. A day after the withdrawal of support by two independent legislators, the Congress-JDS front maintains that the state government is stable and strong. Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge said on Wednesday that there was no crisis in Karnataka government. All 118 MLAs of the Congress-JDS combine are intact. He also asserted that any attempt by the BJP to destabilize the ruling coalition would not succeed. The Congress has called a meeting of its Karnataka legislature party on 18th of January.
एक घबराहट पैदा करने की कोशिश उनकी जो है वो कामयाब नहीं होगी। कांग्रेस की गवर्नमेंट मजबूत है, कांग्रेस की गवर्नमेंट चल रही है और वो चलेगी। ये कोएलिशन गवर्नमेंट को कोई धक्का नहीं लगा सकता।
The BJP, on the other hand, claimed that the Congress-JDS government in Karnataka has lost majority. Party spokesperson GVL Narasimha Rao said the ruling coalition is on the verge of collapse due to its internal contradictions. He also accused the ruling coalition of trying to poach the BJP MLAs who have been staying in a resort in Gurugram.
कर्नाटक के राज्यपाल को चेतावनी देनी चाहिए। यदि इस प्रकार के खरीद फरोख्त की खुलेआम कांग्रेस जेडीएस नेता इस प्रकार के बयान दे रहे हैं, मैं मानता हूं इनके खिलाफ कार्रवाई होना जरूरी है, नहीं तो लोकतंत्र में लोगों की जो विश्वास है वो खत्म हो जाएगा।
And just days after the Samajwadi Party and Bahujan Samaj Party announced their alliance for Lok Sabha elections in Uttar Pradesh, Rashtriya Lok Dal Vice President Jayant Chaudhary met Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav at his residence in Lucknow on Wednesday. The two leaders discussed a seat-sharing agreement for the upcoming Lok Sabha polls. Jayant Chaudhary said that it was a good decision and that the outcome will be announced soon. SP and BSP have already agreed on contesting 38 seats out of the total 80 seats each, leaving 2 seats for allies and 2 seats of Amethi and Raebareli they have left uncontested.
अखिलेश जी के साथ बहुत अच्छी बातचीत हुई और जो हम लोगों का प्रयास है, मैं समझता हूं कि उस ओर हमें सफलता मिलेगी। धन्यवाद।
As political equations continue to change in Uttar Pradesh, BJP's state in charge and Union Minister JP Nadda exuded confidence that the party will register a handsome win in the upcoming Lok Sabha polls. He asserted that the party's electoral plank will be that of development and not caste-based politics. Holding a meeting with the party leaders in the state, Nadda downplayed the SP-BSP alliance in the state for the general elections.
कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी का चुनाव विकास पर और देश को प्रगति की ओर ले जाने पर है और हम सभी बातों को आंकड़ों समेत हम आगे बढ़ाते हैं और जो हमने काम किया है उसको हम रखते हैं। हमारा ये विश्वास है कि मोदी जी को भारत की जनता, उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता ऑल टाइम रिकॉर्ड ब्रेक सपोर्ट करेगी। पूरा समर्थन हमको मिलेगा।
And clearing the air over the unrest in Northeast over the Citizenship Amendment Bill passed recently in the Lok Sabha, Minister in charge of the development of the Northeastern region, Dr. Jitendra Singh, has said that the unrest in Northeast, especially in Assam, is politically motivated and based on speculation. And he emphasized that the bill is not Assam-specific and in no way will conflict with National Register of Citizens exercise. Let's listen in.
After all, it's also the responsibility of the Government of India to take care of those of these persecuted citizens who would otherwise have nowhere to go. So as a responsible state, we also have to offer them some kind of a respite and a shelter. So it's a part of that that approach and that mindset. It's certainly not meant to cause an extra liability or burden on Assam, which is not going to be so. and make others understand that it's not Assam specific, it's India specific. These citizens are coming down not to settle or take away the slot from Assam alone.
And you can watch this entire interview tonight at 10 p.m. on our program To The Point. Moving on to some more news, the high-powered selection committee is likely to meet on 24th January to appoint the new CBI director. Prime Minister Narendra Modi heads the committee, in which the Chief Justice of India and the leader of the Congress in Lok Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge, are the other members. The post is lying vacant ever since the government removed Alok Verma on charges of corruption and dereliction of duty. IPS officer M. Nageshwar Rao was named the interim director of the CPI. In another development, the Supreme Court has agreed to hear next week a plea challenging the appointment of IPS officer M. Nageshwar Rao as interim director of the CPI. CBI's additional director Rao was given the charge of the interim chief on 10th of January till the appointment of a new director by the government. The Supreme Court on Wednesday dismissed the pleas of 5 states seeking modification of its order issued last year on selection and appointment of Director Generals of the Police. The Apex Court was hearing pleas of Punjab, Kerala, West Bengal, Haryana and Bihar seeking implementation of their local laws regarding selection and appointment of the DGPs. A bench headed by Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi said that the earlier directions on selection and appointment of the DGPs were issued in larger public interest and to protect the police officials from the political interference. The Delhi High Court will hear the appeal of Associated Journals Limited, the publisher of National Herald newspaper, on 28th of January. The plea challenges the single-judge order directing AJL to vacate its premises in New Delhi. A bench headed by Chief Justice Rajendra Menon cited health issues and asked if the matter could be heard some other day. The bench then posted the matter for hearing on 28th of January. Earlier, on 21st of December, a single judge had dismissed AJL's plea challenging Centre's order to vacate its premises and directed AJL to vacate the building within 2 weeks. And 5,802 people have registered for the 3-day 15th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas beginning 21st of January in Varanasi. The number of registration is increased 2 to 3 times with the introduction of 2 new attractions, Kumbh in Prayagraj and Republic Day functions. A special arrangement has been made this time by the name Kashi Atithya, under which, Kashi Atithya, under which the people of Varanasi are offering their homes to stay for the non-resident Indians visiting the city. These facilities will also act as guides for the visiting NRIs. Minister of External Affairs Sushma Swaraj said that this year it will be focusing on connecting new generations of persons of Indian origin with home country.
जहाँ काशीवासी उमड़ घुमड़ कर कह रहे हैं कि वो आए तो हमारे घरों में रुकें, हम अतिथि देवो भव की परंपरा निभाना चाहते हैं, तो काशी के आतिथ्य की श्रेणी में काशीवासी जिन्होंने अपने नाम लिखा है कि हमारे घरों में लोग रहें, उनमें भी रहने का प्रबंध किया गया है। और बहुत ही ज़्यादा लगन से योगी जी स्वयं निगरानी करते हुए अपने अधिकारियों के माध्यम से इस प्रवासी भारतीय दिवस को मनवा रहे हैं।
स्वाभाविक रूप से उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर निवेश की जो संभावनाएं बन रही हैं या उत्तर प्रदेश में विकास की जो योजनाओं को हम आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं या टूरिज्म की दिशा से विगत 1.5-2 वर्ष के दौरान उत्तर प्रदेश ने जो एक लंबी छलांग लगाई है, इन सब के साथ जुड़ने के वे सभी उत्सुक हैं और इन कार्यक्रमों को उनके सामने प्रस्तुत करने और उनके अनुभव का लाभ इस अवसर पर लेने का भी हम लोग प्रयास करेंगे।
And now the news from the international front. A day after British MPs voted down her preferred deal for Brexit, Prime Minister Theresa May faces a no-confidence vote put forward by opposition Labour Party leader Jeremy Corbyn. The Conservative leader is likely to survive the vote as rebels within her own party who rejected her signature policy say they will support her to prevent what would almost certainly lead to a new general election. More details here.
The Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Theresa May's government is facing a vote of no confidence after British lawmakers rejected the Prime Minister's Brexit deal by a crushing margin on Tuesday. The Labour Party launched the bid to trigger a general election after the deal setting out the terms of Britain's exit from the EU was rejected by 230 votes. May has the backing of Tory rebels and the DUP's 10 MPs. May said it was Parliament that decided to put the question of European Union membership to the people, and now Parliament must finish the job. She said extending Article 50, the legal mechanism to take the UK out of EU on 29th March to allow time for an election would mean delaying Brexit.
There are actually two ways of avoiding no deal. The first is to agree a deal, and the second would be to revoke Article 50. Now that would mean staying in the European Union, failing to respect the result of the referendum, and that is something that this government will not do.
As he called for a general election, Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn called Theresa May's administration a zombie government that cannot govern. Opening a debate on a no-confidence motion, Corbyn said the government should do the right thing and resign after Tuesday night's record-breaking defeat on its Brexit legislation. The Prime Minister said an election was simply not in the national interest. Corbyn's motion is backed by MPs from SNP, Lib Dems, Plaid Cymru and the Green Party.
This government has failed our country. It cannot govern, cannot command the support of most people facing the most important issue at the moment, which is Brexit. They failed again and lost the vote last night. Isn't it the case, Mr. Speaker, that with every other previous Prime Minister faced with the scale of defeat last night, they would have resigned and the country would be able to choose the government that they want?
The European Union said it was horrified by the massive scale of the UK Parliament defeat of the Brexit deal, agreed with May, but said there was no option to renegotiate. Meanwhile, the European Commission said that EU leaders could decide to extend the March 29th deadline for Britain's exit from the EU if London provided a valid reason for such a request.
We are always ready to meet and to talk. But the European Council, in its Article 50 formation, said in December that the withdrawal agreement, and I repeat, the withdrawal agreement agreed by the 27 in the United Kingdom is not open for renegotiation.
Under the Fixed Term Parliaments Act 2011, UK general elections are only supposed to happen every 5 years. The next one is due in 2022. But a vote of no confidence lets MPs decide on whether they want the government to continue. And with the clock ticking down to March 29th, the date set in law for Brexit, the United Kingdom is now ensnared in the deepest political crisis in half a century as it grapples with how or even whether to exit the European Union. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
National interest in getting the right answer.
And that's all we have for you in this edition. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.